Hello, guys. Good morning. So, all of the sixth graders alive had a little bit of trouble with a couple of the lab sheets that were done yesterday. And honestly, I think this is probably my fault, so let me just apologize. But the first one that we're going to look at is this problem right here. And I'm not sure which lab sheet this is, but it asks you to identify which of these decimals here are the closest to one of the following fractions up here. So when you have a problem like this, the first thing that you want to do is think about what information do you have? And so just take a look at this information. What are you first noticing? Okay, fractions and decimals, that's important. Anything else? Hopefully someone said they're negative. Everything on this problem is a negative number. So on the other side of the um, number line. So anytime that we have decimals and fractions, the best way to think about it is always to use a number line. Okay, so let's add a number line here. All right, so we've added a number line, and I took all this time to do this number line, and then do you notice what I did? I did them all positive numbers. So like I spent all this time doing this, and it wasn't even on the right side of the number line. So I'm going to take all of these numbers and I'm going to scooch them over here. And now I have 0 here, which means all of these numbers need to be added. So oh wow, okay. So I'm going to remember that my 0 is right here. Okay, so one thing I told you earlier, and I'm not sure if you remember, but anytime you see a number line, what should be the first thing that you do? I hope somebody remembers this. Anybody remember? The first thing you should do is make it into blocks, like it's a fraction bar. Because once I do that, I can tell what fractions I'm dealing with. For example, here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes. And so I'm going to need one more over here. So now I have 10. So if I were to just color in, this portion right here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is this fraction over here of this colored in box? Do you remember? It's 1/10, right? So that's why you make it into a fraction bar, because that is going to make your life a lot easier. Okay, let's set up this this number line the correct way. All right, so once again, I'm a ding dong, and I set this up incorrectly, but I wanted to show you kind of what we're looking at. Now, I'm going to delete all of these because we're going to have to, like I said, move these numbers over here to where I have 0 over here. Okay, so let's say I made my fraction into, I made my number line into a fraction bar, right? And I know that 0 is going to be on this side over here. So this is going to be 1/10. It's closest to 0 because it's the least amount away from 0. So what will this bar be here? Yeah, what you should realize is that all of these are going to be tenths. And of course they're negative, so we're going the opposite direction. And if I can make them all into fractions, remember the easiest way to turn a fraction into a decimal is to, that's right, make the denominator what? Either a 10 or a 100. I am so sorry. All right. So, sorry we were so rudely interrupted. You probably saw the rage and fury in my face as those boys were yelling at me through my window. Anyway, We have our number line set up really nice now, and all of our fractions. By the way, what would negative 10 over 10 be? Anybody? That would be the equivalent of negative 1, right? And now all these fractions are tenths, so that's nice and easy. It's easy now to change my fractions into decimals. So go ahead, draw out what I have, and I want you to change your fractions into decimals.